What's up, you beautiful people? It is time to finally review the most popular part in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Part 3, Stardust Crusaders. The most popular part in the series due to the 90s OVA that the 13 episode OVA on Stardust Crusaders, which came out in Japan in 1993 and dubbed in English in 1999, Easter summer of 1999. Okay, so I couldn't get the script done because my computer is still being fixed, but I will not just go and wing it because I wrote some notes. So let's get started, shall we? Oh no, ads. Okay, so I apologize about that because I do not have my computer yet. I had to go through some extreme measures. So I apologize about the ads. I'll try to cut those out of the video as much as possible, but maybe I can pull it off every time. So as I was saying, Stardust Crusaders is the most popular part, and a lot of people skip parts 1 and part 2. Not because they are bad people, but they're just ignorant and do not understand what Joe is this about, or that you need to watch the previous parts, at least part 1, to understand the story so far. Okay, so the story so far, we live at the end of part 2, 50 years after part 2, where Joseph goes to Japan to visit his daughter, who moved there 20 odd years ago, and this is the first time that he meets his grandson Jotaro Kujo. Okay, so to summarize the story, yes, that Dio is back with a vengeance. That was a die-hard reference for those of you who caught it. So Dio is back after 100 years of being down, of being down in his coffin, down in the ocean. After 100 years. He's back. He has attached his head to the body of Jonathan Joestar. And he, how could I put it? He has a complex, a god complex now. And one day he's back to kill every member that's left of the Joestar family. So that because he sees them as a threat to his plans, which go further beyond into part 6. But I don't wanna spoil that. And I will try not got to spoil part 3 for the most part. So Dio is back with vengeance, and there are these things called stands now. A stand is a physical embodiment of your fighting spirit. So your stand is as strong as your fighting spirit. Do not confuse this with smartness, because Polnareff has a stand and Okiasu has a stand. So do not confuse those two. And Dio also has a stand. Because of that it's affecting every single member of the Joestar family, and the Holy Jotaro's mom and Joseph's daughter. She has a stand too, but her mind is too weak to control her stand, so it's harming her. So Jotaro, Joseph, and his friend Abdul have to take off to go to Egypt to stop that evil Dio once and for all. And along the way, they meet their companions, Polnareff and the Kakyoin, who help a lot. Oh yeah, and also Wiggy, but he's introduced towards the second half. Yes, this part is divided into two halves. We have Stardust Crusaders and Stardust Crusaders battle in Egypt. Now I will not review the parts in separate videos. I'm expecting that this review will have two parts. One will come out today, and the other one the following day. That's my plan. So Kakyoin and Polnareff and Iggy joined the fray, and along the way, Dio hired more stand users in order to stop the Joestars from ruining Dio's plans. So that's basically the story. How they have to go to Egypt, but their plane. But their flight is sabotaged by a stand user, so they have to use other means of travel. It means that will not endanger the lives of innocent people, and for the most part is fine. But a lot of people die in this. Innocent and stand users both. So that's pretty funny. Oh. I hope I just showed Jotaro in my mug. Well, but anyway, so let's up to it. So the change from Hamon into stands is pretty significant, because stands are such an important part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that they are still relevant in part 8. Still, they are relevant 30 years later. Yeah, it's been, oh my gosh, guys, it's been almost 30 years since Stardust Crusaders came out. It's been 30 years since Battle Tendency came out. It's been 31 years since Phantom Blood came out. That is amazing. Oh my god! My god, it's longer than I have lived by 10 years. Okay, so anyway, let's get back into it. So stands are still important in this state, and I feel like Araki, with all this, took a major leap forward into the series, but also little bit took 10 steps back, and I mean it in the narrative sense, because if you'll see in later parts, and even Dio is back, it neglects the ending of part 1 completely. So what I'm saying is Stardust Crusaders is a plot hole. Plus, if you look at part 4, you'll see more of the plot hole that Stardust Crusaders is. Now, does that mean that I hate the part? I love the part. It's damn good, and I have to reveal something about myself. It is that for 8 years I lived in Cairo, so they go to the place in which I lived in for 8 years. That's almost half of my life. The better half of my life, if I'm being honest. So the part I'm saying so many times. The part it takes inspiration from adventure novels such as Around the World in 80 Days. Except this time the Stardust Crusaders, they have 50 days in order to reach the goal, and in order for Holly not to die. But that's interesting because they had a plan to go from point A to point B straight. But it their plans were sabotaged. That instead of from part A to B, a straight path. They basically zigzag. They go to Singapore, which, by the way, it's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful city. They go from Hong Kong to Singapore to Pakistan to India. Where is it? I think it's India, Pakistan, but you guys can correct me down in the comments. And then it's about the journey. It's about a journey between five friends and the dog, which remind me of my friends and having a road trip with them. With my friends back in Egypt are pretty crazy, just like the Stardust Crusaders. I think I'll have not popping back on. Hang on. Okay. So as I was saying, it's all just a road trip part with stands and falls along along the way. And I'll go over the importance of stands because they are so important. Stands have inspired other anime such as Naruto and One Piece. And most important, it resembles the stands are often compared to Nen and Hunter. So that's interesting, and they see how it can be done. But I'm not so far into Hunter x Hunter. I slowed down a little bit because of the Spider-Man game. So the stands. So from the Hammond to the stands, what happened? Now I cannot get into Araki's brain, but I think he has changed because of what other anime, what other shonen anime suffer, which is the escalation problem. We see that a lot in Dragon Ball. I mean, there is King Piccolo, which is powerful, and then it gets turned on into a bigger threat with Piccolo Junior, which is stronger, but then go into stronger like Vegeta, then into even stronger to Super Saiyan strength. There is Frieza, and then even stronger this the androids, then Cell, and then Toriyama was stuck there because of that same problem, the escalation power. Then Boo came and he decided to again the series because of this escalation problem, which is interesting to analyze, because then after Boo came Beerus, and then after Beerus came on Whis, Jiren, and now Broly, who is said to be even stronger than Jiren. I mean, Jiren is the most undefeatable guy in all of the universes. So good luck, Goku. Okay, but yeah. So the Hamon it presented an escalation power, because first Jonathan has defeated a vampire, then Joseph has defeated a couple of immortal beings similar to vampires, even stronger because of the Pillarmen they feed off the vampires, and then he defeated God. Now, where do you go from there? It is something that I will answer in the next video. I might have to make it 3 parts, but yeah, I'm keeping this shorter than I did before. So see you guys tomorrow. Have a lovely day, and don't worry, cause I will continue this review after this break that I have. So catch you later.